Yep, it looks like we're live. Good morning, beloveds. That was enthusiastic. Good morning, beloveds. Okay. I set my alarm for 6:30. I got up. I checked the weather. It was 27 degrees out there. I turned my alarm off and went back to bed for an hour. Because, no, I will get out in the 30s. I'm not going to get out there in the 20s. I'm just not. So, yeah, went back to bed for an hour. And then got up and got dressed and went outside and took some cross pictures and came back in the house and went, oh, my head. I need to wash my... So, yeah. Yep. Hopefully it'll be at least freezing, like in the 30s when I go to work, but we'll see. Because by then the sun will be up, so that's what we're hoping. Okay, so we are doing a new design for living. Let's do the housekeeping, and all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That gets you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. So if it says click here now, it means it'll take you right to the information or the person that can help you get it. Now, when I say one a week, I mean that unless something unusual happens, which in our case usually means the weather, because our weather is just weird. Like I said, it's been in the 20s. That's not normal. Not here. So here we are. Okay. It's also a blind CC, which means nobody's going to see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So the last thing I'll mention is the social media, merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize the social media. So what we ask you to do instead is to go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on. If you allow notifications, that lets you know when we either go live or upload new videos. And then there are words. And they have just popped right out of my head. What are the rest of the words? Oh, yeah. Then engage with the individual post by reacting, commenting, and sharing. It bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff. And let's be honest, that's the whole point of social media. So it is a free and easy way that you can support the center, and hopefully I won't lose my mind again. I just watched a video on a little reel on Instagram, and he gave you a whole bunch of ways to say, I'm sorry, my brain ducked out. And what my favorite one was, I'm sorry, I was resetting the Wi-Fi. I think that's what's happening. I was resetting the Wi-Fi. So, yeah, okay. So a new design for living is a book that was written towards the end of Holmes's career. And I believe what it is it is the process of science of mind. As I have been saying, we are a religion for government paperwork, but we're not really a religion. We're a philosophy. We are a way of life. We are a way that, you can live your life and get around in this world. And so that is what a new design for living is. He is showing you the process step by step. So yes, there's theory in it. And yes, there's a little history, but not as much. Mostly he's saying, do this. Focus on this. And that does seem to be I like that he's saying focus on this rather than don't do this. So, there's a little bit of it, obviously, because our article today is titled, Don't Say Can't. Now, yesterday I shared that if I say can't, because I do use the word, if I say can't, what I do is I follow it up with yet. Okay? I may not be able to do it now, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to. I haven't gotten there yet. So it means I'm still there. I'm still working on it. So, I don't know. So let's see what he says. Don't say can't. Limitations are always easy to establish. In fact, too easy. Every time we reflect on our inability to do or accomplish something, we are setting up an increased barrier for the doing or accomplishing. Every time we have an alibi for undesirable results we may have achieved, we firmly establish that alibi as the limiting factor for our future activity. Every way we turn, we find that for the most part, we are spending our time setting up and maintaining limitations rather than removing them and moving ahead free. Oh, free and unrestricted. We have been using the limitless potential of the power of thought to impose limitations in every aspect of our living. Is it any wonder that our old design for living was far from adequate? Is it any wonder that Nope, I was about to repeat the sentence. Created in a careless manner, it contained so many ideas about good things in life we could not have that there was very little space left for the good things we could have. We filled our lives with too many can'ts. That's just, yeah. Okay. The person who is able to free their thoughts from the dominance of the past, from confining self-imposed restrictions as to what and how they will think, who places no barriers on the good today will bring them, is the one who is able to live a creative life. Their thought is unlimited, and so is their expectation. And at the same time, they accept without restriction the flow and activity of mind in and through them. From such people have come all the great accomplishments of humanity. Discovery of the secrets of nature, the great works of art, great books, poetry, and music, the inventions and ways to use the raw materials of the physical world. The wise and thoughtful never have placed limitations or restrictions on themselves in their particular field of endeavor. Okay, that's interesting. He says, let me read it to you again. The wise and thoughtful never have placed limitations or restrictions on themselves in their particular field of endeavor. So it doesn't mean that they haven't created restrictions other places. It's just here, this in whatever it is that they're particularly fascinated on, they don't limit themselves. Interesting, right? Their thought was free of the past, free of the present. They accepted a creativity which expressed through them in such a manner as to bring forth that which was fresh and new, thus marking the milestones in the ability of humanity to bring into tangible experience more of the limitless potential which resides at the center of their own mind and consciousness, a focal point of the activity of God, mind, or spirit. I'm going to pause. We've got another paragraph to go, but I'm going to pause for just a minute. Because there are a couple of interesting examples in the running world. I can't name names. I can't bring receipts right now. But you can look them up, because like the first person to break the 5-minute mile, because everybody kept saying, well, we can't do that. We can't do that. And finally somebody was like, watch me, and did, and I think that they've broken a 4-minute mile too. And then, I want to say it was the Boston Marathon, but I could be wrong. But it was one of the big marathons, and they kept saying, well, women can't run 26 miles. And they kept saying that, and finally a woman registered, I want to tell you that her name was Bobby. So she had one of those names, and she came dressed in a sweatshirt, so, sweatsuit. So it was hard to, and she had a hat on, and so you couldn't tell that it was a woman. It just looked like kind of a small man. And then somewhere along in the, somebody figured out that it was a woman and tried to physically pull her from the race. And fortunately for her, other racers around her stopped that. They were like, no, let's let her. So So she finished the marathon. And so finally that limitation of women not being able to run 26 miles, which is utterly ridiculous, was broken. And the psyche kind of went, oh, I think Usain Bolt, he's broken a number of records. And it's the same thing. Everybody kept saying, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And Usain Bolt went, watch me. So other people will put limitations on us. We will put limitations on ourselves. And eventually somebody's going to say no and break through that limitation. And once somebody breaks through it, then everybody else is like, oh, wait a minute, that's possible? So, whatever it is that you want to do, look for examples of people who have done that. There's a precedent, but remember, but a principle is not bound by precedent. Okay? So just because nobody else has done it doesn't mean you can't. Okay? I use the running examples because I loved to run. I am not running right now, but it is something that I do intend to get back to. It's just, right now. So let's finish the last paragraph. And those are my examples, It's like, they'll say that until somebody does it. All right, last paragraph. At this point, a person might say, I don't see how all this works or how I could possibly use it. This is a normal reaction and a familiar type of expression. But by saying it and thinking it, what are they doing to themselves? First, there's the idea involved that they will never understand it and that they will never be able to use it. So what happens? They will never understand it or be able to use it. Like, if you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can't do it, you're right. If you think you can do it, you're right. Okay? They will be barring themselves from the positive and constructive use of the power of thought. They are actually using it without knowing it in a destructive manner. Now, that's not me. That is Ernest saying it. Because he's right. They're right. It's like if you can use the creative power to limit yourself. Then there is a part of their statement, I don't see. What is the result of that? The obvious thing, of course. The faculty of vision is gradually diminished, not an infrequent occurrence in psychosomatic medical cases. So, if you don't think you can, you're right. If you do think you can, you're also right. So those are the until, that's why I use the running examples. They kept saying nobody's ever going to break a 4-minute mile, and somebody did. They kept saying women can't run marathons until somebody did. So be that person in your life. Be that person in your life. Whatever it is that you want to do, and maybe what you need to do is just not tell people what you're doing, because I did that. When I went to ministerial school, I told very few people. Because I didn't want anybody to tell me, well, you can't do that. Because I didn't want them to be right. And the easiest way for them not to be right was for me not to tell them. So, if you do choose to say, I can't, just follow it up with yet. I can't yet. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move on into my process. I forgot what I was about to say. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a bundle up, or at least dress in layers day, because, apparently they changed the weather. It was supposed to be by Thursday, it was supposed to be in the 70s, and now they're saying we might get into the 60s. The weather is ridiculous. Yeah, so bundle up, dress in layers, drink plenty of water, do what you got to do, take care of business, make sure you cuddle your fur babies, tell somebody you love them, make some time to play today, do something fun today while you are taking care of business day, Go dance in the sunshine, because it may be bitterly cold out there. Bitterly cold. But it's still really sunny and pretty. So, make sure to take some time to enjoy the sunshine on your face day. A good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. Your spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark. A brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action. I think I'm leaving something out. A beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow it'll start above freezing. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.